Hola besties, it's Kay here, and if you're watching this video then probably you were one of the many people who got Wildflowers on sale. Recently they went on their first sale with the game being available I think with around 20 to 25% discount depending on the market, and this was an amazing opportunity to try the game and to purchase this amazing product, because I'm not tired of saying that this game is very good and it is perfect for the beginner gamer. So right now you're probably asking yourself, hell, what am I starting with? Because it's a lot. Every new game is different, and Wildflowers is also special in many cases, and therefore you can get your answers here. Welcome to my new video. And if you see some weird sounds in the background, that's my lovely guest Gibson, who is helping me to film this video actually. And right now he's about to jump into the shot. Hey, this is Gibson, and this is actually the person who has peed in my bag and who is trying to lick me now. Yeah, I love you too. Yeah, he has peed in my previous video in my bag with the cosplay and art supplies, and yeah, that was a pleasure. But right now he has made a job of jumping onto my filming equipment, so I'm very sorry if there are some weird sounds. That's definitely Gibson. So before everything you have to decide whether you want to play fast and get through the gameplay as fast as possible, get a lot of plot, or you want to take your time and therefore experience more. Because what I think is only the slow playing really helps you to get an immersive experience and helps you to really get into the mood that the game developers actually wanted you to get into. Because according to the plot line, you are going into your grandma's house, into the very small town, and this is exactly what you will experience if you're playing in natural speed. It will be very slow, it will be very cozy, because I think if you rush through the game loses a lot of its charm, and it's very sad to be losing on this experience. But if you decided to go through as fast as possible, you should go for the fish sticks trick. And I think if you have been in the Wildflowers community for over a day, then you already know about this. So what you have to do is you either have to catch the fish, or you can go to the fish market and get the cheapest fish ever to spend as little money as possible, then go back to your home, go back to your kitchen and make a lot of fish sticks and then sell them. And that's where you will get as much money as possible in the shortest period of time. So if you're up to this plan, also great, so go for it. But in case you decided to go for the slow option, then here are a couple of things that probably would be very useful for your first days of playing Wildflowers. Collect as much as possible. Collect everything you see every single day, because it will be very needed. Everything, literally every item in this game is needed later. So for example, I ended up collecting everything, and a lot of things that I was like, oh, I probably wouldn't even need this. Well, you do. You will need it for incantations, for spells, for dishes, for cooking, for many plot lines as well. For example, because many characters need their favorite dish cooked, and then you will be hunting for exactly these things that you've sold in the previous moments. Happened to me gazillion of times, and it would be great if you could avoid this mistake. And also, because every day the new items will be coming, collect everything that you got the day before, like broken branches and grass and dirt and everything. Another tip that is very important is don't ignore the compost. Get as much compost as possible. Just for a small info, to make compost you need to collect grass, and then this grass you can put it into compost bins, and within I think 24 hours you will have one item of compost, and sometimes worms or other shit. Excuse me for my language. But you will need this compost in order to make your garden bigger, and of course it will appear in the least expected moments, so you better do this up front, so when the plotline is ready to develop and you can expand your garden, then you are there with all of the items you need. So please don't ignore these small things. Pack all of the things that you see, collect everything, make a lot of compost. It's better more than less. from my experience, it's even better to make a lot of compost bins, and because later you can delete them and then like load them all in the morning, then go through the day, and in the morning of the next day you will be able to pick 4 of them. And then like doing these small batches helps to grow stuff faster. And if you're running out of time, you can use the growing potion. It will help, like it will shorten the time of preparing the incantations, of growing the plants, of growing veggies, or like it shortens any kind of time that you need. So if you're in a hurry, then pack a lot of potions and then pack all of them onto the compost, and it will take less time, because otherwise, yay, a lot of waiting time is going to happen, and I've been there and I know how annoying it can get. Don't ignore the market and don't ignore any characters where you can buy ingredients. Always buy stuff from Shelby, because sometimes he sells stuff off season. Sometimes I ended up selling him a lot of mushrooms just because, I don't know, my plot is crazy on mushrooms. I have like over 400 and it seems like they are never running out. So make sure to use Shelby as much as possible, and also make sure you like sell a lot of veggies, and make sure you purchase all of the things, like purchase things from Kai, because it's very important. He says he has a lot of things such as leather, such as pepper, such as chocolate, such as tea, because I remember, for example, someone in the comments asking me whether it is possible to grow tea. Yes, it is. So you can buy tea from Kai and then you can plant it. But make sure, because their assortment changes from day to day, so it is very important to like keep that exchange in running, because otherwise you will get a little bit stuck. Same with the info board. Make sure if you don't want to do some quests from the info board, delete them in order to get the new ones, because I think it has the maximal number of quests that you can have, or like small quests, like info quests, that's how I call them. It has the maximum amount and you cannot get over it without deleting them. So yes, also don't forget it, you have an option, you can say yes to them and you can just delete them without fulfilling, because some of them are crazy. The major is greedy as hell and his prices are disgusting, so I always end up deleting his. Another small tip is to never ignore your cat. Pet your cat as much as possible in real life and in game. But for real, pet the cat as much as possible. Cleopatra will, and it's the cat name, will be found later in the plot, but she will bring you a lot of stuff. So the more you pet your cat, the more often she will be bringing you things like crickets, like small bones, cat fur, and everything. All of this will be, of course, needed for the future potions and incantations. Don't forget to collect everything on the shores, like for example bananas. Don't sell bananas, you will need them for some quests and for colors and pigments. As I already told in one of my videos, pigments is another topic, and it's important to know this from the very first day, that you can make the pigments of all of the things of the same color. So let's say yellow pigment can be done from bananas, from lemons, from sunflowers, so you are not stuck in one season, or you are not limited to just bananas. That happened to me and apparently to many people in the Wildflowers fandom. And so goes with the blue color from blueberries, and so on and so far. Just be creative and take a look at your inventory, and if you see a lot of blue things, try making blue pigment out of it. As well, please collect everything you see on the shores, because pearls will be very important as well. And if you don't find anything, you can always craft the storm incantation, because the storm incantation will push everything from the sea to the shore, and that's where you will be able to collect a lot of things. I think this tip is more for the advanced players, because for this you would really need to be, I think, in year 2 of Wildflowers, and it is with the favorite food for animals, because that's where I got stuck. That's where I got very demotivated, because if you are looking for favorite food of some human or even from Cleopatra, you see like the shape of it, but you don't know what it is, but you can still guess. So if it's shaped like a salmon, you're like, okay, probably it's a salmon. Or if it's like shaped in a bottle, then you know it's milk. But with the new update where we can now breed animals and get magic animals, you have to guess the favorite food of all of your animals in order to create the magic ones. And it just like shows a little heart instead of the favorite food, so you cannot guess anything. And this demotivated the hell out of me because I was like, I had no idea. I took a cow and I only guessed one apple, but with the eye, I had no idea what cows eat. I don't even think it's bound to logic. I think it was just very random, and I tried a lot of things, nothing worked, and then I stopped playing for like solid 3 weeks, I think. But now I know that in your basement you have the magic crystal, and in the magic crystal you can find out everyone's favorite food, apparently animals as well. So if you're like me and you're stuck in your second year and with your magic animals, that might help a lot. Another important moment is you should communicate with your villagers as much as possible, because sometimes the plot just gets stuck, and in order to move it a bit, you have to talk to someone, and you never know who this someone is. So just try to stay friendly, and compared to Animal Crossing, where your villagers are very soulless and very generic and very robot-like, in Wildflowers your villagers are, thanks God or thanks Studio Drydock, they are alive, and it's like having a conversation with a real person. They tell a couple of their stories, they help you to discover the town a little bit. Sometimes they would give you some quests, and sometimes it would, or like this quest would help you to proceed in the game. So please try to talk to them as much as possible, and always know you can say yes to the quiz and you can say no to the quiz. But I think I always ended up saying yes, even if I didn't like the character, because I was excited to know what there will be. Another tip that I gave already in my previous video is upgrade your tools as fast as possible, because this will help you a lot. For example, the watering can. I think watering can is one of the very urgent. To be honest, I think all of your tools need to be upgraded as fast as possible, because this will help you throughout the game, because the cheap tools, they are not that powerful. Like with a cheap axe, you can only you need like 5 minutes to take care of one tree. With a more advanced axe, you are done like 2 hits. And especially one big one is the watering can, because a better watering can can take more water in, and you really can take care of all of your garden instead of jumping and getting water after every 2 seconds. That was very annoying for me, and that was something that stopped me from putting a lot of effort into gardening. And now I do, because I have this advanced water can, and it helps a huge lot. The last tip for today would probably be use the magical worlds as much as possible, because you will have like a magical village. It's a parallel reality to the one where you are, and there is the gloaming. It's like a portal to a part of the magical world where you can plant magical plants and also harvest them. So my tip would be use that as much as possible, like put stuff in there to grow and pick it up, even if you don't need it. But if you have the seeds, and someone probably must have given you the seed like as a prize, or like to pay off for the favor. Usually if you get a seed, you will probably need it, and pretty fast or pretty unexpected. So you better use all of the possibilities that you have, because that would make sure, or that would ensure your experience is less stressful than it could get. So I think that was it for the very beginning in the game. I wish I would have had this information before, but I decided to go like my own route and find out how I can play. Let me know in the comments whether you like it, how good you are, or how bad you are. It's totally okay to be bad, by the way. I was horrible sometimes. And yeah, subscribe to my channel and stay tuned for the next videos. Bye babes!